The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. Give us that proof of life check-in, 312-591-8300. We have Noah Khan tickets coming up at 8. And in about an hour, Clash with Kenzie. Get Barbie on digital when you beat Kenzie in a trivia contest, if you beat her in a trivia contest.
Sometimes I still let people have it.
Yeah, that
I
happened
just
yesterday.
like that. I feel like Santa.
Very
About
nice.
the size of them, too. The
Yeah,
arena.
like, it's just like, no, you're not.
Baby.
Come on now. You're being ridiculous.
No.
There's a person in you growing. That's going to happen. But you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I feel great.
I'll tell you what. I'm giving you proof of life right now. 12 hours ago, I was choking on food for 45 minutes. So I'm sitting there eating dinner. Megan made this luxurious stir fry with rice.
Uh-huh.
It was great. I took a big chunk. I was starving. Took a huge chunk. And then all of a sudden, it gets lodged in my throat. I don't know if anybody's ever had this. You like me when you had this and you kind of just go, okay, you swallow a little bit, it goes down. It did not go down. I could breathe, but the food was just sitting there in my throat. I started smacking. I tried to drink a Coke, and then I had to spit it all out. It wouldn't go down. That there's a blockage. There's a dam right there in my throat. So like everything I tried to drink just came right back up.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah,
I know that this is like lower on the priority list when you're choking.
sure.
But do you ever imagine like how unattractive you look to your partner when you're choking?
Oh, I ran to the bathroom like a little girl. I couldn't have her see
you're
it.
like spitting up soda and
Yeah.
whacking yourself in the chest. Like you look like a psychopath, you know?
I should have filmed it. It would have been a great video to what not to look like, how
geez.
not sexy to
You know how
look.
upset our social team is? You're always dropping the ball.
I'm telling you, it was terrifying. For like 45 minutes,
But
she's
you
trying
could
to take
still breathe. See, I've never had that. I've actually choked before.
Yeah.
Right where you're like, oh God, this is gonna go really bad. About 30, I got like 30 seconds left.
Yeah, someone comes up and does the Heimlich on you or something like that.
I've thrown myself like against a counter before, like I'm choking. Why is that funny?
Just see, no,
I just supported you.
I know you did, but to see a mental picture of you throwing yourself against the counter to get it out.
Well, the problem is that all the counters are really tall on me, so I'm like, ow, my rib cage. It doesn't even help. I'm like, that's not where I was supposed to.
Was anybody there when it happened?
No, I choked alone once in my apartment. And it was like, I just like took a quick, the problem was I took like a quick handful of something.
That's exactly
I was like
right.
on the move.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and
Yeah.
so that happened. Or the worst. The worst is one of those like chips of death. You ever eat a potato chip and it slowly scrapes down your throat?
Well, you get that Dorito sometimes, like the triangle,
Oh,
the throwing star goes down your
And
throat.
oh my God, it hurts all the way into the stomach. You're like, Jesus.
And it hurts the next day sometimes too. Like,
God.
who invented these razor sharp chips?
These death treats.
Who approved these?
Oh my God, those. But
No.
I'm sorry that you almost died. That
Oh
was
my!
a big bummer.
It would have been a bummer. You'd have been
Yeah.
off today though.
I know. Well, if somebody would have remembered to text me, we wouldn't have heard from you.
Well, Case would have said, Brian, I think he's dead. So don't come in tomorrow. I'll hit you up in the morning if things change. Is that how the text would have gone,
I'm like,
Case, if I died?
We're the best ofs.
Yeah, no, I just would have been, Brian, if you die, it's more work for me.
Yeah, so
Less
don't.
work for me.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Before we move forward with the fact, we were talking about how I was choking to death last night, and Kenzie was hoping that maybe she could have a day off today if it would have worked out okay.
Well, I
Yep.
just feel like you should be recovering.
I should be recovering. And Case was upset about the extra work he would have to do if I did not recover from choking last night. Somebody texted in. I saw a video that made by a firefighter that showed you how to self-Heimlich, like Kenzie was talking about when she choked once. You said you ran into your kitchen counters to try to dislodge it,
Yes.
and you were too low and hit your ribs.
No, so yeah, I'm very short, so my kitchen counters aren't like at my belly button like they are for some people.
So again, I wish there was videos of both these incidents. I was choking for 45 minutes last night. I could breathe, but it was stuck in my throat, and it was terrifying. And finally, it just dislodged and went down. But Maybe Case can find the video of that for us while he's going to law school and animation school and whatever else he's doing back there.
What do I have, peeping Tom cameras in your house? How would I have the video of that?
No, find the video of the firefighter showing how to self-Heimlich.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the phone. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
All
To
right.
be honest, I thought you meant a video of you choking too.
Well, you know.
I was like, I would love to see that if Case has that.
Yeah, I don't know why I would have that, but I can Google the other
I
one.
imagine my mental image is Brian consuming his food like a snake where he eats it as a whole and it slowly dissolves. So I just see like a huge lump in his throat.
It was a stir
Shaped
fry,
exactly like the food, like a square piece of pizza.
literally like a mahi-mahi stir fry, but looked like a rat in my throat where you can still see the tail.
Yeah.
It was squirming while I'm
And
swallowing
he like
it.
trying to dissolve it.
Oh, it was terrifying. I'm glad to be here today. I appreciate it. Blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Do you look at life differently now?
Completely.
You're going to start making some changes?
You know what's funny? Is after I finally got that thing out 45 minutes later, I went back to the plate and finished the stir fry. I was like, oh, so good. So delicious. All right, Case, find that video, please.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Maybe we can save a life today. Who knows? And coming up in a fact that makes your brain go, if you want to live 9 years longer. Now, some people say they don't. Some people say if I tap out at, 70, let's say, I'm pretty good at that age. I've done enough, and I don't want to get to a point where I'm suffering. I don't want the years on the back end of my life. You feel that way, Kenzie?
You know, I've told you before, I feel like I'm going to tap out on like 45. I'm exhausted.
Don't say that.
I'm
No.
so tired.
I know, but the dirt nap can wait. You can take a real nap and still be around.
I don't know.
Well, listen, if you do want to live longer, there's something all Q101 crew members are probably doing. You don't realize it, and you're adding 9 years to your life. Now, there's some of you that aren't, and that's a big problem. It's a very easy thing to do to add 9 years to your life, and we will tell you what that is coming up here at 6:30.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
And it's time for a fact that makes your brain go with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101 and talked about living an extra 9 years. Who wouldn't want to do that? Again, some people think at the back end of their life they don't need those extra years because it might be having a lot of physical struggles, mental struggles at that point.
That's how long you're going to live for.
I know. I mean, I personally want to be around as long as possible, not only because I have a young daughter now, but because I kind of feel like I have FOMO. Like, what if flying cars finally do take off and I won't be here to see it?
I don't care. You care about flying cars?
I guess I
You've
don't.
Flown. Who gives a crap? You piss me off in the sky. I'm gonna get cut off in the sky. I don't care.
All right. Okay, maybe just see something that I might appreciate, like aliens arrive. How about that?
No,
You don't care about aliens coming?
that's none of my business. Listen,
It's none of your
It's none of my
business?
business.
I would like to be here
Whatever
when
aliens on a family vacation that wants to see Earth, that ain't none of my business.
Well, I also think aliens are going to come and eat us. We're going to be their food.
Right,
So-
like, do you really want to experience? I hope when they talk about, like, the reckoning, the end of times, whether it's Bible or the world exploding from an asteroid, whatever you believe in, I would like to not partake in that.
See, I would. I'd like to be here for that end, so at least I
No.
can say I was here till the end with everybody else. We were all in it together.
Everyone's gonna be. Look how everyone is when there's like a storm. You can't even get. We can't even get toilet paper.
Can't get bread and- bread and milk?
And water. Like, could you imagine if there actually was, like, in Don't Look Up, like the asteroid's like 30 days away? Oh, it would be horrible.
That's how it's going to be, too, I think. That
And
movie.
I'm telling you, not to be this person, but as a woman, you do not want to be around when all bets are off. No, thank you.
Oh, jeez.
No, thank you. I want out of here.
Okay, I want to be here till the end. I want to be here till the end. That's how we're different.
You have such cockroach tendencies.
Yeah, I want to be around. That's
Always.
right. It's hard to get rid of me.
You always make it.
Yep.
You're always there.
It is.
There's massive explosions, and then you're still standing there, and you're like, I go by Brian now.
I had
instead of Sludge.
I had to think about it for a second because I wanted to think if that was a diss or not, and I took it as a compliment that I'm a kind of
it
cockroach
wasn't-
tendencies.
No, but it's just true. I could just see you. I could see you being the only person who lives after the asteroid hits, and you're like trying to build a radio station.
Yeah, I'd probably start there. Build that Q101.
Yep.
Start there.
I know you would, and then you'd be like, nobody works anymore. Earth ended, and I want to start a radio station. I always work.
Okay, so back to living 9 extra years. If you want to do it, and a lot of our crew members and Q101 people here in Chicago that listen, you do this because you're with us and we give you a lot of these free things, but some people don't. And we want to urge you to go see a concert once every 2 weeks. That could add 9 years to your life. So 2 concerts a month, once every 2 weeks.
Oh my God, Case is never going to die.
Yeah, Case is getting that all built up energy over there.
Good Lord.
I'm so excited. Finally, science works out in my favor. This is
I
fantastic.
know, normally
news.
it's like you have to eat vegetables, and you're like, well,
Yeah, I'm good on the broccoli. Give me the concert.
So you saw, what, 50 shows last year?
I saw about 45 last year. My goal is 50 this year, and I'm currently sitting at about 35 shows
you
year
have a
to
lot
date.
to do.
I know, but luckily we have Twisted Christmas coming up. So those a bunch of shows there, and then my October, November, December is already just loaded. I can't wait.
Load it up. Well, this comes from science expert Patrick Fagan, a behavioral science expert, who says the study finds of regular concert attendees, they increase their lifespan by up to 9 years. The logic is because of a feeling of self-worth with the music, closeness to others, people at a concert venue, you have a bond with the music you both like, mental stimulation. If you're leaving the house and getting out, the music does that. And also, by doing it regularly, your body looks forward to it every 2 weeks, so you know this mental relief is coming. So that's why you can live 9 years longer by going to concerts.
Which is funny because I feel like I die a little inside every time Case is like, you have to stay out late and see this band. I'm like, no, can I just listen to him on my phone? I have to wear heels. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Well, you don't have to wear heels.
Yeah, you could wear running
they
shoes.
do.
No one's going to judge you if you wear running shoes
You
to a
know
show.
I don't wear running shoes, Brian.
I'm saying.
I don't run.
But I know. You don't have to run. You could stand.
A
And they're
month out from picnic this year, Kenzie was like, well, what are you guys wearing? And I'm wearing a hoodie. Brian's wearing a black t-shirt. It's like, oh, probably this.
She went through a whole wardrobe change and many different types of shoes.
Yeah.
You look wonderful at these shows, but you don't have to. You can just dress down, put a hoodie on, and go.
Yeah.
You don't think so, huh?
That's not my thing.
But it could be, and then you go to more shows.
I don't. But it's just, it's so much. I get so exhausted. Do you think musicals count?
No.
Well,
Wow.
there's music.
No, it's a different thing.
But I enjoy, I will say, as much as I love music, I prefer to listen to it like on my phone. Like I want to clean my house and listen to an album more than go to a show.
Well, the
So
Q101
a few shows
Q101
are-
app is right there waiting for you.
Exactly. So I love listening to music, but I think with this schedule and this job, I'm like, oh my God, going out late. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go to work. I don't want to do it.
Just sleep here like I do.
No. Oh my God, you do things that I hate.
I will tell you, when I did afternoons on Q101 back in the day, I probably went to sometimes 5 shows a week. I just didn't want to stay home.
I can see that. I did way more shows when, like, previous to me in my career, I've worked middays where you don't have to be until 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And I went to way more shows, and it was more enjoyable because, like, you could get home at midnight and get like 9 hours of sleep.
But the suffering is okay. Sometimes you wake up and you're ragged and you're like, yeah, man, went to the Pearl Jam show last night like I did a couple weeks ago for United Center. And it felt good that I did something and pushed my body a little bit.
I don't like to suffer. But
I don't like to suffer.
I don't. It's not for me. But I do love musicals. You get to sit. I love that. There's an
Okay.
intermission. Concerts should do that so I can pee. I hate
Okay.
that. I always miss something.
You can't cater all the shows to you. I understand.
But musicals check. There's snacks at musicals. There's not the best snacks always at concert venues.
So you get pizza at the Aragon. You could get a hot dog.
There's a select few. Mm-hmm. Maybe like shows at the United Center. Sometimes there's not all places have snacks. Which is a
Very
big bummer for
concerned
me.
about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat normally. Normally it's a physical activity for me, so I don't want to carbo load.
Don't like that word either. Physical activity.
There's a lot of reasons. So she's just tapping out on the extra 9 years here.
I don't think that's gonna. I think it would kill me.
If you just joined us, 9 years of your life will be added by going to a concert once every 2 weeks. Well, we all were at Riot Fest a week and a half ago. I'm going to see Josh Radin Friday night with Megan at the Old Town School of Folk. I also might see this guitar player named Pat Metheny on Sunday night at Talia Hall. So that's 3 concerts I'll have in 2 weeks.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
He's a guitar player.
Yeah, Pat Metheny.
Okay, is he? So he's just gonna play guitar the whole time?
He's going to play guitar, doesn't sing.
He's not gonna do anything else.
He's not going to do anything else.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. That's like a whole show, like 2 hours.
Yeah, being a guitar player, I like these kind of guys. And so sometimes Megan will go to these shows with me, she's dragging me to Josh Radin because she claims she's never let me see him with her because she claims I'll ruin the show.
I could see that. I could see that being a thing.
And so she goes to shows with me, but I go, I wonder if she's interested or bored. And she ends up liking him. At least she lies to me. Maybe she does sometimes.
So he's going to play just a guitar for 2 hours?
He's just going to get up on stage and play guitar.
Okay.
And no singing and no lyrics, and he's just a really good
Is
guitar
there
player.
like food or anything else to do too? Wait, with it?
It's a carnival.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we just gave you that fact that makes your brain go. Going to a concert once every 2 weeks can add 9 years to your life for the mental stimulation, for the things of interaction with other people. We got a lot of response on this, actually, on the text line of people commenting on. One person said, does streaming a concert count?
See, now we're talking.
No, but it doesn't count.
Oh, that's gonna feel great to me.
Because, see, you're not getting the live experience and people you don't meet,
I
normally
could cook
see.
some pasta. I love that. I want to watch a concert and eat a bowl of pasta with my pants at the same time. That's great.
Do you enjoy that, though, really, like the streaming concert? Because during the pandemic, when everybody started doing it, it was cool to see because we had no other options, but I just didn't have the same
You know
vibe.
what, though? The pandemic ones sucked because the production, most of them had like low production too. It's like they're just sitting in their living room also.
Well, I thought that was really neat to see musicians, creating songs. I loved that, but as far as replacing the concert experience, not even close to me that way. Like, for example, we just played 21 Pilots there, going to see them at the United Center a couple years ago, and when we did the Q101 takeover with Bottom Lounge, House of Blues, Aragon, United Center, all different kinds of shows, and the way those guys perform, your guys, 21 Pilots, amazing live.
Well, I'll tell you what, the most blown away I ever was at a concert where I'm like, okay, this is an in-person show. This happened before was Fall Out Boy this summer at Wrigley.
And that was probably...
I was like, okay, they sound different when they're like in a stadium venue, those songs. I was like, I feel like I've never heard this song before because it sounds so much bigger.
It is.
Now, every time I hear the song, I know when like the pyro should go off. I'm like, fire.
Pete's guitar shoots out fire from the neck.
That was one of the only times I've gone to a million shows, and they'll be really good. I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
But that was the one time where I even felt like the music sounded different. Like, oh, damn, they created like stadium songs that fill up stadiums. I felt that way about them.
That's why I would say 21 Pilots is one of the best. If I had to make a top 5 list or whatever, a top 10 list of all-time performers, they're on it. No question. I don't care who you put else on that list.
I want to see them live, so I do want to see. See, there's a few I will go to, but you guys, I just need some
now
time.
it's our fault. What do we do? What do we do? You're about to say
you want me to go to everything? So it's too much.
Going to everything does give you a barometer of what's good, though. Sometimes you kind of go to a show and you get excited. Your first couple concerts, but if you go to a bunch and you know what really good is and what kind of bad is.
You know what? But if I only went to the really good ones, I would think all concerts are really good. If you think about it,
anything to get out of them. Well, you could throw on the text line, like, what was the best show you ever saw? Like, what was life changing in that way?
I really want to see that I've never seen. Which is probably like my ultimate artist since I was a young, had the poster on my wall, my Latina queen. I would love to see Shakira.
I've never seen her either.
Never seen Shakira. I know she's a performer.
Yes.
She's like a hardcore perform, dance. I just want every Latin hit ever. I would love that.
What's her deal? Is she going to not tour because she got divorced?
Well, she didn't get divorced. She was not married to him.
Oh, really?
Piqué? No, she was not married. They just had like a union. Because she was married previously. She kind of became royalty for a little bit with her ex-husband. Her ex-husband was technically royalty or whatever. And they got divorced. And when she ended up with Piqué, who she was with for a very, very long time, they had 2 boys together, I believe. She was like, after going through a divorce, I want us to choose each other every day. I don't want it to be a legal, we're waking up and deciding to be together, and he woke up and decided to sleep with somebody else, obviously.
That's a big decision.
And I think
especially when Shakira's your girl. Come on.
I know, and you have kids. Like, what are you doing?
And I know someone's going to say out there, hey, someone out there is sick of that. That's some guy always says that.
Right, I understand that. And I'm not, seriously, being attractive doesn't make you perfect. But
right.
She's also a really good person, and she's insane. She speaks 7 languages.
Yeah. She's half of my blood. She's half Lebanese.
Yeah, she's half Lebanese. She's Colombian. She speaks tons of languages, plays instruments, writes songs.
That's what blew me away at the Super Bowl. She came out with a guitar. That sold me.
people don't understand what a rock star she actually is, like the things she's capable of. So, I would love to see her because I know she'd be playing instruments and she'd be dancing and she'd be singing in like 8 languages and shit. That would be cool.
All right, well, listen, right off the bat, we get people, what a variety of concerts, the best of all time. Tool at the Allstate Arena 2022, Indiana Ed says. 847 checked in. Imagine Dragons with Macklemore at Tinley Park. Case was there. He wasn't supposed to go, and he ended up going, and he calls that one of the best shows he's ever seen.
It was just, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Really, it was seeing Imagine Dragons in person. I wasn't expecting to be like thoroughly impressed, but I very much was.
They're incredible performers, and I've said this all along. I saw them back in 2012 with like 10 people in a club when they were starting out, and I said, these guys are going to make it. And they did. Fish.
Maddie Healy needs to see him in person because he doesn't like them.
That's right.
And maybe he just hasn't seen them perform live.
What's up with that, I wonder?
He said that in our lounge, by the way. That's when he revealed that he doesn't like Imagine Dragons.
People like to hate on Imagine Dragons. They call them the Nickelback of alternative radio. And by the way, Nickelback's also sold about 80 million records, so someone likes them out there. People are lying.
I wish I was a little more like the Nickelback or something. Maybe a little more money. God.
Lumineers came in too from Picnic 2019. What an incredible show. Another band that blew me away live and that I wasn't expecting. The Lumineers. And it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Text in your best concert you ever saw ever.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
So the fact today was going to concerts every 2 weeks can add 9 years to your life. 9 years. It's based on the mental stimulation, the physical stimulation, people you're around, the community. And it just, through a study of people that have done that, that's what it adds, about 9 years. And people are talking about their best shows they've ever seen. Wow, Katie from Rogers Park. My first time seeing Evanescence in 2021 at Q101's Twisted. Ooh. I've loved them 20 years and never seen them. You're talking about not seeing Shakira like so long. Those are artists you think you would have seen by now. Yeah. It's never too late. 311 and Snoop Dogg at Tinley Park in 08. Jimmy checked in from Beverly. That's a great show. 311 always delivers. And they were just here recently, and I hope you saw them if you could see them last weekend. People are talking about old Q101 stuff. Jamboree 96, Foo Fighters, Garbage, Filter, Cypress Hill, Everclear, and No Doubt. That was a lineup. Also, let's see, Metallica at the Aragon for the Garbage Inc. tour. I was at that show. Yep.
All right, not our artist, but I can't believe this. I don't know when she was there. Cher at Tinley Park.
I believe in life after love.
Gypsies, rams, and thieves. I love Cher.
It doesn't matter. Music is the power of music. Maybe Cher. I don't know. I'm at a point now where I just kind of want to see everybody before they go. They end. Like Cher's like 70. I'd go see Cher. 76 she might be, I think.
She's older than 70.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I don't know, but I mean, going to see some of these people now, it seems like there's a lot of people that are doing their farewell tours. Like Aerosmith, that got canceled, though, because Steven Tyler's voice got scrapped. That was Riot Fest Friday. I was thinking about running down the street and seeing a little bit of Aerosmith.
What do you mean?
They
were supposed to be a Riot Fest? What are you trying to say?
They were supposed to be at the United Center on the Friday of Riot Fest. I kind of just marked it by that.
I did not hear about this.
God, what Aerosmith was it?
Don't tell me anything.
No, they were going to be there. You're fine.
Aerosmith was there?
No one didn't tell you anything. You're fine, Kenzie. They didn't perform. They're performing on Valentine's Day now next year because they had to reschedule it.
Oh, God.
Because his voice hurt.
I'm going to just have had a baby. I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, his voice hurt like Jared Leto's voice hurt and he canceled our interview. Remember that?
Man, I have such a chip on my shoulder now with Jared Leto. I do.
Here's the thing. If Jared Leto wants to talk to us again, do we accept it? Just a little insider information. When they were here for Lollapalooza, 30 Seconds to Mars, scheduled an interview, and Jared Leto, they were all in. They kept checking in. Then finally, the day of, they go, he can't come in because his voice hurts. Now, I can respect that because I had voice problems, too, doing this thing. But...
who? I got him mixed up with somebody, though, for a minute. And... you guys laughed at me so hard because for a second I was imagining the other actor in a band, and I thought he was the guitar player, and I go, I don't care. What do you mean his voice needs rest? Who was I thinking of?
It wasn't Kevin Bacon. Oh, Keanu Reeves.
I was thinking of Keanu Reeves. I'm like, what an asshole! All he does is play the guitar. What do you mean he needs vocal rest?
So his voice hurts, but he just plays the bass in Dog Star.
I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy. I got him totally mixed up.
Oh, keep checking in with your best show ever. Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. The writers' strike is over. It lasted several months and caused massive economic damage. Or as Britney Spears calls that, marriage. With the writers' strike over, now only the actors are still on strike in Hollywood, which means the picket lines just got 90% more attractive. 79-year-old Keith Richards has given up heroin, cocaine, and now cigarettes, simultaneously cratering the economies of Afghanistan, Colombia, and North Carolina. Today is National Pancake Day, or as Andy Reid knows it, Tuesday. And Hulk Hogan got married. The bride wore white, the groom wore a bandana. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.